Number 6, in a typical construction project, who are the proper parties to sign the A201 General Conditions? So this is sort of a classic, ridiculous question that is meant to just screw you. So here's the deal. Design, bid, build. There's 3 main entities. There's the owner, there's the architect, and there's the contractor. The owner and the architect have a contract, and that's typically the B101. So the B101 is the owner-architect agreement. The owner and the general contractor have an agreement, and that's the A101. So the A's are all contractor related. The B's are all architect related. Now, why they didn't make the A's architect related, I see A for architect, always seems odd to me, but whatever. The B's are the architect related, the A's are the contractor related, and there is no contract between the architect and the contractor. So that's kind of odd if you think about it, right? Because there's all these roles that they play with each other. There are things that the contractor asks of the architect, there are things that the architect asks of the contractor. So there's a whole bunch of roles of back and forth that happen between them. So they must be defined somehow. Like how do they do all that without having a contract with each other? Well, the answer is the A201 General Conditions. So the A201 is this document that for all the main design, bid, build, especially, although even other ones, all the main contracts, it could be the consultant contracts, could be subcontractor contract, all of those contracts all will reference in the A201. So the A201 is actually part of everybody's contracts. And so it says all the stuff that would be way too wordy in a regular contract. So it talks about, what does it mean, what does periodic mean, and what does this mean, what does that mean, what's the relationship, how do we define the relationship in this setting between the architect and the contractor, and between the contractor and the architect. All of that stuff is defined in the general conditions. There's a few other things, the supplementary conditions, some other stuff that also get some of that work in there too. But the A201 is the main one that does all of that work. And so no one signs the A201. But everybody includes it in their contract, because when you sign the B101 or you sign the A101, you are referencing in the A201. So it's involved for everybody, but it's a separate document, but it's referenced in, but nobody actually signs it. So there you go, trick question, classic trick question.
Robert wants to ask, would this not change if the GC hired the architect?
Yes, if the GC hired the architect, then it's a very, very different set of contracts. If the GC hires the architect, it depends on what you actually mean by that, because there's like 3 or 4 different ways that could be. But it might be design build, like maybe there's an owner and contractor arrangement. They have a design build contract with each other. So the contractor is then hiring his own architect. So you're not the agent of the owner anymore. You're now the agent of the contractor. And so everything is actually different. It's a different set of contracts altogether. And that's why I was saying earlier that if it doesn't say, assume it's design, bid, build. If it does say design, build, or fast track, or construction manager, or any of those kinds of things, then you want to start really being careful about, well, that's a different situation. There's probably more to this story, and start looking for why are they saying it about that particular contract. Nobody signs the A201.
Thank you, Mike, and thanks to all of you who've tuned in. And if you'd like to attend our next A.R.E. live broadcast, visit blackspectacles.com/podcast to register. You'll have a chance to ask questions and share your answers with Mike for live feedback during the broadcast, just like today. And to learn more about our AIA A.R.E. prep curriculum, go to blackspectacles.com. We'll include a link in the show notes. And for those of you who are ready and want to go ahead and get busy preparing for the ARE, you can use a coupon, a 15% coupon off the first charge on any AIA ARE prep membership with code 527-15-webinar. That's 527-15-webinar. And that'll expire on June 15th. And of course, if you're already an AIA member, you can visit aia.org/ARE prep to get a 30% discount for the entire duration of your AIA ARE prep membership, not just the first charge. And that also expires on June 15th. And finally, please leave a comment below the video to let us know what you think and share any suggestions that you may have. I promise we'll read every word that you write and use them to tune our next episodes. So thanks for watching.